Well, we are up here at the beautiful Kenilworth homestead. This is our first proper weekend away in our new van. Ever since we put that video up the other week of us getting the van, we have been hounded. People just want to walk through. There's not many videos out there on the Gator-X so far, so let's not muck around, let's have a look. So we'll start at the front here, we'll take you around the whole van, and we'll basically just go through what the van comes with standard, and then along the way tell you what we've added as well. So, first off, Cruise Master DO35. Excellent hitch, pretty much the standard on all top caravans these days. This is what you'll find, or the DO45 for the larger ones. Standard jockey wheel, 2 gas bottles, LED light, great for if you rock up to camp late at night or it's getting a bit dark late in the afternoon. Turn that on, you can see everything that's happening here. Come around here, we've got a big toolbox. In that toolbox is a fridge slide. At the moment, don't really know what we're going to do there, but we've got the fire pit and the chainsaw. Right, so first side of the tunnel boot. Now this just runs all the way. I thought I unlocked that.
Maybe you locked it.
So we've got the tunnel boot. So that runs all the way under the bed. Gives you plenty of storage. At the moment, now mind you, this is our first proper weekend away. We're just putting our table, chairs, and all of the hitching, unhitching stuff for the car. Next thing, so we've got the outlet for the gas heater, not diesel heater, but we'll show you that once we get inside. 240 inlet and fuse breaker. In this we've got 2 95-litre water tanks, so they are filled separately. So that's the filling points for those. And the external shower, which runs hot and cold water. So that is awesome for when we're going to be like staying at beaches and whatnot. Rinse the kids off, even us, have a shower out there. More storage. So that is the under bunk storage. And in there is also our instant water heater. And right next to it here, we've just got the little input for the TV. So if you're in a caravan park that has Foxtel or whatnot, that's how you connect that little coax cable. All right, so we've got the Truma instant gas hot water system. This thing is great, apart from wasting a little bit of water as it heats up. But not having to worry about boiling your water and getting it hot first is awesome. Right, so around the back here, Safety Dave's camera. It's got the dual camera on this one. Still got to hook that up in the car, but we'll show you that later on. Another LED light, so once again, nighttime, you can see what's going on. Now we've opted to add the 4-bike rack from Fiamma. We've put 2 bikes on it so far, it's a mission. So the plan was 2 adults bikes, 2 kids bikes. Don't know if that's going to happen. We're going to see. We might get some bikes and chuck them on, but just jumbling everything around to get it all on, it's a bit of work. We've got the spare tyre, and on this comes standard with 2 jerry can holders. So we're going to carry 1 water and 1 diesel, 20 litres each. Might change later, we'll just see what we need. And the firewood basket, so this holds all our firewood. You always see people unsure where they're going to put their firewood, put it on the roof rack or in the back of the ute or whatever, but because we've got so much in there already, this is perfect. So chuck some firewood in there. All right, so come around here. The toilet, everyone's least favorite part. That is the cassette for the toilet, because the way ours is set up inside, it's on the awning side, but that's fine. We'll only open that when we need to dump it. So 13-foot awning. This thing's great, just a standard roll-out awning. At the moment, we've gone with the Navigator tie down kit, because we all know what happens to awnings when you don't tie them down.
We definitely do.
Righto, so under the awning entertainment area, we have 2 LED lights that also have the orange mode, good for mozzies, not mozzies, but
Bugs.
just bugs in general. So if you're somewhere and they're just flying around everywhere, chuck it on the orange light, they won't attract them as much. In here, that is our entertainment unit. So we have the controls to run the Fusion stereo. We've got a mount for our TV, 12 volt SIG socket, and our airbag controls. We'll get to that later. So with the Fusion stereo, 2 Fusion speakers. They are great, they run so good. Up the front here, picnic table, just a standard fold down picnic table. Thing is awesome. Wouldn't mind having another one back there, because they're just so simple and just gives you more space to put stuff. Right, so we come around here, we've got the other side of the tunnel boot. At the moment, we've just got all our bottle jack, shovel, hoses, just everything we need. We haven't really sorted stuff out yet, so everything's sort of just thrown in. Another toolbox, exactly the same as the other side. Another fridge slide on it. And that's where we've got the Weber. Then under here, we have our little bayonet to hook up the Weber. Now, I'm well aware of all the new rules of you cannot have the Weber hooked up to the van gas system because it doesn't have, I think it's called a flame out or a flame protection system. We will work that out later. This is quite literally our first weekend. We'll sort that out. All right, so tyres. Standard, the Gator comes with the Cooper Discoverer ST Maxes. Now these are a great tyre, and it's so good to see a manufacturer putting a really good quality tyre on from factory. It's awesome. So these are a 265 75 16. Nice and chunky. All-terrain I think these are, so these will be perfect. We don't want a full-on muddy because most of the time you're doing road driving. You just want it to last that bit longer, so these should be fantastic. And under here is probably my favorite part of the van. We have the Cruise Master airbag suspension, the ATX suspension. It is awesome. I know a lot of people say, do you need airbags? You want simpler, have springs. Rocking up at anywhere that we've gone so far. So 3 places. We've been in our driveway, at a 40th, and here. So easy, so good. You just rock up, airbags, pss, 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 you're level within about 2 seconds flat. You
How's
don't
it
have to, I'll show you, it does that noise. You just rock up, airbags, little level, you're done. Don't have to worry about all that stuff. Now, people say, oh, if you get a leak in your airline, if you pop an airbag, there's all things that can happen. We're not going to sit here worrying about what could happen. If it does, we'll deal with it then. But other than that, bloody awesome. So if we come back here to the entertainment unit, so this is our Cruise Master airbag control system. So power on, compressor's already full. Compressor is located inside underneath the fridge. Then we have our left and right side controls and a line out, which is awesome. So Airbag Man supply a little kit that comes with a tyre gauge and a couple of coily hoses that you can connect together. We can reach all of the car, do the tyres here, run the airbags up and down, and pump up balls, floaty things, anything you got. So I think that is bloody awesome. Really simple to set up. You just left, right. We've got a little level in here, just a standard Caravan Spirit level. Nice and easy to set that up. So good, love it. All right, so that's pretty much it outside. Let's go inside and have a look. Righto, so being an 18-foot van, always going to be limited on space. We won't go into why we've got an 18-foot van right now. We'll do that separate video later, along with the car and everything. But you just have to accept when you have an 18-foot van, you're not going to have the storage that you have in your bigger vans. Just the way it is. So first off, east-west bed, opposed to your traditional sort of north-south bed. I don't mind this at all. Erin's going to be on this side, I'll be on the other side. Got to climb over her. But really, I think the way most other beds are set up, you don't have that much room down the side anyway, so shouldn't really be a drama for us. This is a queen size bed. Up the back of the bed we have 240 GPO and 2 USB outlets along with a little reading light. We're gonna put some more magazine pockets along here because I find already got nowhere to put my phone while I'm charging, so we'll chuck those in. Bit of storage up the side, some more cupboards up the top. That's how we're going to have to get creative with where we're going to store our clothes, especially Erin, because she's going to have so many clothes. I'll probably have 2 singlets and 2 pairs of shorts. I'll be sweet. So we'll then lift the bed up. Compulsory 15 pillows to make it look good. Right, so coming in. So Gator-X comes standard with the EnerDrive 200 amp hour D-Tech, 2000 watt inverter, 40 amp DC-DC charger and 40 amp AC charger. This is just one of their kits that they sell and it works well so far. The main thing we are going to see how it goes is having the 200 amp hour battery. We got a lot of stuff we want to run, especially when we're running it off the inverter. We're just going to see how we go. If we want, it's very easy just to add another 200 amp hour, then we'll have 400 amps of lithium, which should be ample for whatever we're going to do. So solar. These Gator-X's standard come with 2 180 watt solar panels. So what we did is we optioned to have the 3rd panel on, so that gives us 540 watts of solar on the roof. So far it's been fantastic. The 12 volt fridge uses quite a bit of power overnight, but those 3 panels charge it up in no time. We've also got another Anderson plug fitted to the outside of the van, so we can put a portable blanket or solar panel so we can chase that sun if we're parked in shade. So we'll see how this goes. Might upgrade that battery, but we'll see. Bit of storage space in here, not too much. It's got the little opening from the outside, little door. And in here, this is an option that we've added. So we've added this option in. This is the gas heater. I know a lot of people go for the diesel heater, but the gas heater is plumbed into the gas bottles at the front.
You always have gas.
Well, yeah, we've always got diesel too, but...
Well, we will, but...
Yeah. I don't know, like, it's each their own, gas, diesel, but we're always going to have full gas bottles, or we're going to always have 1 gas bottle full. So we sort of went towards that because we don't have to worry about an extra fuel then. Like, diesel's just for the car. We don't have to worry about topping up a tank separately in the van. So that's that. Got the little control up here. Makes it nice and easy to set that at night time when we're at somewhere cold. Now, this is another thing that we option for that doesn't come in these from factory, and that is the Caravan Sahara. Now that's the dust reduction system. So you've probably seen them, heaps of people have got them now, but turn it on and it pumps a heap of air throughout your van, and the idea is it creates positive pressure, so any holes or vents, it's pushing air out and all that bull dust can't come in. So we just thought, stuff it. You're seeing heaps of people out there just getting dust everywhere, so we bit the bullet, got that thing from factory, and hopefully we haven't used it yet, we haven't needed to, but hopefully it does the trick and we don't really have to do much cleaning after we do some traveling, and now especially that we're heading straight inland, so we'll be testing that out pretty soon. Light switch here that turns on the light in front of the bathroom. Sirocco 12 volt fan. Swing around this side. A second Sirocco. So the idea is we can kind of aim one of them at each of us if it's very hot. 12 volt TV, 240 GPO, and the antenna and the power for the TV. Now these vans do not come with this TV standard. They come with can't remember the brand name. The TV that comes standard with these vans doesn't have a built-in DVD player. So we've sold that already and we've got ourselves this TV. Keen to see how it goes. We then we've just mounted our AC controller there. So from factory, with the standard battery setup that this comes with, they don't wire in the aircon to the inverter. So we've had that done. I spoke to Enerdrive before we got the van, before the build stage, and I just asked them the question, will the 2000 watt inverter run the IBIS 4, the Dometic IBIS 4 AC? And they said, yes it will, but obviously your battery will flatten quickly if you run it too long. So in the car I have an extra 240 amp hours of lithium. So we've got two options there. We either piggyback off the car, give it some more power, it'll charge up through the DC-DC, or we go for that extra 200 amp hour VTEC. We should be right. So ample windows, nice large one over either side of the bed. Got one here. I don't need to show you the windows, they're windows.
Very window-like.
It's got the, I don't know what they're called, but it's the table that moves around anywhere you want it, and then goes up and down. So this can turn into a bed if you want it to, but you got to carry around that extra foam bit of mattress to turn it into a bed, and we don't want to carry that. That's extra that we don't have the space for it, so we'll go without. We don't need the extra bed. Good size L-shaped dinette though, fit all of us in there nice and easy. We can watch telly, cooking here, great little area. At the end of the L-shaped dinette, got a little footrest. Now with the telly over there, that's awesome. I've already sort of claimed that spot as mine. I love it. Sit back there, legs out here. Only thing is you're stopping people coming through all the time. And there is a little bit of storage under there. It's a little bit difficult to get to. The cushions are quite tight in there. Water pump is under there, but it's just extra room. So should we need more room to put stuff, it's there. And under the table here, we've got 240 GPO and another 2 USB outlets. So really they've thought of it all. They've got heaps of 12 volt outlets for you. It's really good. Another magazine pocket along with 2 extra reading lights. Now these reading lights too, they have a blue mode so it's not so bright, and then you've got your white light. So they're a nice little light. More storage, just 3 more cupboards there. The fourth one is where we have all of our controls. So in here we have our main AC switch, so we can flick that off and then the AC won't turn on. We've got our 12 volt water pump, our Truma instant gas hot water system, so flick that on, set your temperature, and that's ready to go. As soon as you turn the tap on, that'll start heating. Our water tank gauges, standard in the Gator-X is 2 95 litre water tanks and an extra 95 litre grey water tank. Now everything, all your waste runs through that grey water. You can opt to have a bypass added on. We're a bit late to the game with that. They'd already pretty much half built our van, so I'll be looking at doing something like that myself later, so that just everything's not running through that grey water all the time, and just all your muck from the sink and everything just sort of sitting in the bottom of that tank. Apparently they can just start smelling not too nice. Up the top here we've just got all of our switches and fuses so that we can turn things off individually. We shouldn't need to muck around with that, that'll just stay on. So we then have the Enerdrive ePro battery monitor. Very simple little shunt setup on it, but it'll tell us everything we need to know. So it's about 11 o'clock now. Batteries were at about 59% this morning from running the fridge all night. We're already back to 100%. Then next to that, we have just the controller for the inverter. So very simple, hold it on, that'll turn on in a second. You hear the microwave turn on, that's when you know you've got power to everything. So that powers all of our GPOs and the aircon. Alright, moving on. So, bunk model. 2 bunks, nice big windows, a Sirocco fan each, if you come around here. So each bunk has their own Sirocco fan. Those fans are fantastic. Down the end, don't know how we'll do this, let's shuffle. So we've got 2 USB points, a little same reading light, same as the rest of them, and a big magazine rack down the end. Now this is where the storage gets fun in an 18-foot van. So a lot of your bigger fans, you'll see they've got the ensuite on one side, bunks on the other, and straight up the middle where we have our door to our ensuite is where they'll have cupboards, drawers, heaps of space. We've got 2 drawers. So we're just going to have to get creative with how we're storing kids' clothes and whatnot. We've already got just 2 little boxes at the end of the bed for toys and whatnot, and there's a little bit of room underneath the ladder. Okay, so over here we've got our kitchen setup. We've opted to remove the oven. We used an oven in our old van and it just heated up the whole van like mad. So we thought the extra storage will be better. So because we don't have the oven, we get the pot drawer. So that will house most of our pots and not cutlery, but our cooking utensils and whatnot. Much needed space. Little sink, got the fold up lid. That way you've got extra space, bench space if you need it when you're not using it. Got a GPO over here, sensor light. Be like Obi-Wan when it works. Turn that on. Got our, I don't know what brand it is. We've got our range hood, just does all kind of range hood things. Move the coffee machine and whatnot. And this is our cooktop. So 1 240 and 3 gas. So that's great if we don't have gas, which we should always, but we can cook on the 240, other way around. If we don't have 240, use the gas. And it's got a little grill. Don't know how often we'll use that, but good to have there. The sink also has separate drinking water, so it comes from the same tank, but it's got a filter under there, so that is filtered drinking water. Just a bit of extra space, cutlery drawers, whatnot. Standard NCE, it's not standard, I don't know. NCE microwave, runs off the inverter. The Fusion stereo, so these things are, you generally see these in marine applications. They are awesome. So Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, it's got all the controls to run the speakers inside, outside, awesome. Move on to the fridge. So we've got the Thetford 12 volt only. So you see lots of people with their 3-way fridges, their 2-way fridges. This is purely 12 volt. So we don't have to worry about changing it. It just runs all the time. 275 litres. This is pretty much the biggest fridge you'll find in a caravan. Awesome. That along with our 90 litre fridge in the car, we're going to have heaps of space. Really not concerned anymore about where we're going to store all our stuff. It's going to be good. Last of all, we have our ensuite. So this was pretty much the biggest compromise. Biggest compromise. We really wanted a van that had a separate shower and toilet. Unfortunately though, once you start getting under that 19-foot mark caravan, you start running out of room very quickly. So I think they've done a great job with the way they've set this up. You've obviously got your full-size mirror there that a lot of people don't have in their van. Come on in. So there's a lot happening in here, but it all works. So we've got our separate sink, which is fantastic. The last van had the flip down sink, and you had to flip that up to use the shower and the toilet. So this is all stays the way it is. Now this comes from factory with the towel hook, obviously the shower rose and the sink. We've added the Fusion Lock basket there and the Fusion Lock toothpaste holder, and then same again, Fusion Lock, just little corner baskets down there. Come in here, we then have the shower curtain so that all your toilet and whatnot doesn't get wet when you're showering. 2 shower rails, they come factory. We've got our, what kind of towel? Turkish towels, yeah. So they dry nice and quick, because in here there's obviously not going to be a lot of ventilation. We've got our 3 kilo NCE washing machine. Use that once, worked a treat. They use a little bit of water from what I've heard. So if we're off grid, we won't be using it too much, but we've also got one of the scrubber bags. So we can use that while we're traveling instead of the washing machine. Little shelf there. And the Dometic toilet, I don't know what size cartridge it has. I'll probably look that up. Erin can probably put that in here or there. And we've bought a second cartridge because everyone that's out there on the road pretty much swears by it. Get another one so that when you fill this one, you're not stressing about finding a dump point straight away. Got the light, so it doesn't have a light switch on the outside. The light switch is on it itself. Blue light for nighttime if you don't want to have the bright light beaming when everyone else is asleep, and then white light. Then it's just got your standard vent with a 12-volt fan. Suck out all those smells that you don't want in here. And pretty much the last thing is a fantastic hatch. So this has a couple of different settings. We've got it on the low one at the moment. Closes up like that. Bang, bang. Can come all the way up, but we just set it down pretty low. It's got 2 lower settings. Then you've got your fly screen or your nightshade. So fantastic, lets heaps of air in. Well, that's about it, guys. That's our new van, JB Gator-X. I'm sure I've missed a heap of stuff. If you have any questions, feel free in the comments below, ask us anything, I'll let you know. But yeah, we're going to get out there. How long now?
30 days.
30 days. This will be our house. We'll be living in it full time, traveling the country. Stay tuned. Exciting things to come. Thank you for watching.